All right, being serious for just a minute. June is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Joining me now is Dr. Rufus Mark of Baptist Hospitals of Southeast Texas. I know the Julie Rogers Gift of Life is no stranger to this show. As we know, every June I like to talk about this. You've got a very special story. And of course, we got your lovely assistant over here that will get you prepped for a quick test. But before we do that, tell us, you've got a very personal story why you're here. Give us, your viewers, a little bit of idea of what happened to you.
Well, about 1 year ago, this is almost exactly 1 year ago, my second day of work here at the hospital here at Baptist, I was asked to volunteer for the Julie Rogers screening program for prostate cancer. So I said, sure. I went down and helped out and had my own PSA drawn. And at age 54, my chances of having an elevated PSA were not that high, of having prostate cancer about 20%. Well, my PSA comes back 5.4. I go off, I get a biopsy, and not only do I have cancer, I have one of the worst types, and what's called a Gleason score 9 prostate cancer.
By the way, you're about to get stuck by a needle. I just want to warn you about that. But since you're a doctor, this is no stranger to you. You've got the results back. They weren't what you wanted, but you had the treatment all right here in Southeast Texas. Talk about that.
Exactly. So, you know, I did what many people would do here in Beaumont, namely get on the freeway, go up to MD Anderson and get the opinion there. And not only was I not impressed with MD Anderson, I knew our people here very well by that time. We had the technology that MD Anderson has, and I could sit right here in Beaumont, go to work every day, and undergo my entire treatment program locally, and that's what I did. So I had that done for 5 weeks right here in Beaumont, then had an implant, and now I'm on some medicine still. My PSA is undetectable, so I've got an excellent prognosis at this point. And in fact, Leslie right here is the woman who treated me. Yeah. Well, along with her associate.
Praise God for that. You know, I got to be honest with you. I'm a little uncomfortable watching this needle draw the blood. I'm going to look over here for just a second. But, you know, basically all June, the month of June, the Julie Rogers Gift of Life is offering pre-prostate screenings to do, in fact, hopefully catch exactly what happened to you. There's the information. Be a man, get checked. I mean, I don't know how many times we have to say this. This is something every man needs to do, starting at what age? I know you said you were 54 when you did it. I had it checked last year. I'm 43. Is there an ideal age that someone like this should start getting checked?
The recommendation across the board is to start at age 50, unless you have a family history. And then in African-American men, where it appears to start a little earlier, you can make a good case for starting at about age 45. But 50 for most men. I had my first PSA done when I was in my mid-40s, and it was fine. And then had a couple more in between that were fine. And then when I was 54, that was when it was up just a little bit. 5.4 is the number that came back at. And that's what triggered the biopsy.
How quickly do you get results back from this? If someone gets screened, is it instant? I mean,
pretty much the next day, 2 days later. You know, it's very quick. And it's cheap. You know, so come on down, get your PSA, man.
And we were talking,
save your life.
Well, we were talking before you came on. This is one of the most curable, type of cancers that once you get it in an early stage, you're done with it.
Absolutely, the odds are very high that you can be cured. And in this day and age, we have treatments in terms of what men worry about on the toxicity side that are well tolerated. So I chose radiation because I wanted to avoid some of the risks of surgery in the past that I've undergone, and the results are the same with radiation surgery, and those are conclusions that have been reached by the National Cancer Institute. So there are lots of good options for men, and you can avoid the toxicities that we used to worry about: impotence, loss of urinary function, rectal function. You can get cured of this with a good quality of life.
Absolutely. Right here in Southeast Texas.
Right here in Southeast Texas.
Okay, you saw those dates coming up, one in Beaumont and the other in Orange. Go out there and get this done. And if you have any questions, please call that number on the screen as well. Answer any questions to qualify to make an appointment, all that good stuff.
And you saw how easy the blood draw was.
You didn't scream.
Yeah, no big deal.
Of course, I didn't scream last time either.
And
did I? Because Leslie, you did it last time.
And the biopsies I had for my prostate were no big deal either. Dr. Harris is the one who made my diagnosis locally here in Beaumont.
I know.
Excellent group of urologists here, good men.
Well, you're a good man, and I'm glad that you're here on our set today.
Thank
and you're
you
nice and healthy. Thank you for coming in. The needle still kind of freaked me out a little bit. I got to be honest with you. We got more Southeast Texas Live coming up. Stay with us.